Happy Sunday, guys. It's Greg here. Just wanted to do a quick little video. I hope everyone's been having a good weekend so far, and everyone's been doing well. And just wanted to do a quick review of some boots that I ordered a while ago, and I think they're really good boots for hiking and hunting and for survival, for preppers. So here I'll just do a quick review of them. It's the Tanicus boot. It's got this really nice tread here, which is, I like it because it's good for multiple terrain types, because it's kind of flat, but it has enough traction if you're in like a wooded area or kind of a muddy area. It has enough traction in those types of environments, but also in an urban setting. It's pretty, like, the ridges here are flat, so if you're walking on cement, you're not going to wear it out quickly. So it's good for like multiple terrain types. And they're pretty light too. They got this nice coyote brown color. So these are the Tanicus, and these have gore-tex. They have two versions. They have a gore-tex version and a non-gore-tex version. This is a kind of meant to be a lightweight boot. It's not really for winter time or for, like, you know, any kind of extreme cold. It's more for warmer weather, or maybe like a 3-season boot, I would say, spring, summer, and fall. That's kind of what the motivation was when I bought this. I kind of wanted like a multi-purpose boot that I could wear, you know, from moderately cold temperatures, you know, so let's say from, you know, March through October, November, I could have like one pair of boots for, you know, hiking or you know, to keep in my vehicle in case I break down or there's some type of situation where I need boots. So yeah, Danner's a very good company. They're out of Oregon, and you could see the quality in these boots when you get them. Any kind of Danner boot, they're very well made, and they take a lot of very good quality assurance, attention to detail. They make a lot of different types of boots, but you know, it's definitely a good company. So like I said, really nice tread. You know, you got these kind of like pentagon shapes. It's pretty interesting how they have a pentagon, you know, which is good because it provides traction in all directions, you know, because you got the sharp corners on every side. So if, you know, it's from side to side or up and down, you know, if you're walking with these, or if you're sliding down a hill sideways, you'll get traction sideways as well because of the way that you have these pentagon shapes, you know, so you get traction in all directions of movement. And so it's just a very nice looking boot, actually. It's just very pleasant on the eyes. Very high quality leather. I love this brown, coyote brown color that they use. It's like you know, very dark. It's like a dark coyote. I like it. It's very good for, you know, any environment, really. And it's a nice lightweight. You know, I would say this boot probably weighs about 1.5 pounds each. You know, so I would say about 3 pounds, 3 to 4 pounds max for the whole pair. So it doesn't really feel like you're wearing boots when you wear these. They just feel like, you know, large sneakers, or maybe just like a more heavy duty sneaker. It just feels good on the foot. They're very comfortable, lightweight, and they got the nice leather here, which is, you can't really see here, but it's double stitched. Actually, yeah, you can see everything is double stitched here. And then it's got this Cordura nylon here, as you can hear. Cordura nylon, and you have these nylon reinforcing straps over here around the ankle area. You know, you have these two reinforcing straps to keep everything tight. The laces, you have these, I don't know if you consider these like speed laces, but, you know, they're metal. And then you just have regular eyelets here. And these laces are Kevlar laces that I bought. These are Kevlar, so these aren't the laces that come with it. I bought these, spent like maybe 10 bucks on them, but it's worth it because they're, you know, Kevlar, so they're very abrasion resistant. They'll last a lot longer. Then you got this leather reinforcement in the back, and then you just have a little, you know, this is like a nylon strap here, so you can pull it over your foot. It's really low profile. It doesn't like stick out like some of those giant straps that, you know, some of these boots, they have these big leather straps. It doesn't really stick out. You know, it's got this little thing here, so like if you're using this, if you're in the service and you have those keepers, those, I forget what they're called. There's like keepers that you put around your ankle to tighten this area here when you tuck your pants inside. You know, it's got like this little loop here, so you could put those through. Those are like, I forget what they're called, but that's just like the loops that you can put around, or you can actually take your laces and just tie it around your ankle, and this will provide like a little extra, you know, it'll keep it from sliding up and down, you know. So if you want to do that, you know, for extra support, you know, just to keep your uniform inside, you know, your pants inside, you can do that as well. So yeah, you can run your laces around your ankle. If they're long enough, you have spare laces, you could just run it around, and this will can guide it through there. So yeah, it's a really attractive boot. It just fits really well. You can see the sole is quite thin, so this is the midsole here, and this is the actual sole. The midsole is quite thick. It's like, you know, maybe half inch to 3/4 thick. And that's good because it gives you some good shock absorption. It's nice and soft. And then here's your actual sole here, which is kind of on the thin side, but you know, whatever, you know. I'd rather have a nice comfortable boot. I can always replace it at some point. I mean, you'd have to walk, you know, hundreds of miles to really wear this out, especially if you're on wooded terrain. So it's definitely a nice boot. I highly recommend it. And then also on the inside, I forgot to mention, you have the tongue here, and the tongue has this mesh on the inside, so it's very you know, comfortable on your feet. It's not very thick, and it's like spongy, so it doesn't rub on your foot. It's just, you know, it feels kind of light. It doesn't really, like, you know, there's no friction points. And same thing here around the this part right here. I don't know what it's called, but you know, the part that squeezes above your ankle, it's very thin, as you can see, so it's like, it's a little more forgiving. I know, like, sometimes you get a pair of boots and this part is really thick, and it causes a lot of friction around your leg, and it kind of can hurt, you know. And so this is nice and soft, as you can see. It bends. There's really, the main thing here is just this nylon webbing strap that keeps it, you know, strong. And then you just have a little bit more of that mesh here, and the mesh goes all around your, so like if you're tucking your pants in, you have that mesh which allows, you know, some air circulation in there. And then underneath here you have your gore-tex. You have the gore-tex lining. You know, the gore-tex lining is like probably on the outside, I would say it starts like right here, you know, and it's right where the tongue, at the bottom of the tongue, you can actually see, here's the gore-tex lining, this black stuff. You know, that's where the actual waterproofing starts. You know, so they basically just took the gore-tex material and they stitched it in right on the bottom. But the gore-tex material, and another thing I like about this boot is it's really, on the inside, the material is really soft. When you put your hand in there or you put your foot in there, it's like silky soft. So like, it might, you know, it definitely, when you have that soft material on the inside, it prevents blisters, you know, versus if it's just like, you know, raw leather or like, you know, a very rough material, it's going to rub against your feet. But this is like a very, on the inside, it's just really smooth and nice. I haven't extensively worn these boots yet outside. You know, I probably mostly just use them. As you can see, they're pretty clean. I haven't really used them in any kind of mud. I just kind of wore them just going to the store and around the house, walking around my house and stuff like that. You know, just going out. You know, but I do plan on using these in my practice bug out soon. That's the one I'm gonna be filming. And I'm gonna be using these extensively during the summertime this year for, you know, my bug out training and, you know, camping, hiking, whatever. So I'll have another updated review of these boots, but I just don't see that they're gonna be any issues with them. They're a little bit on the pricey side. I think I bought them, you know, like last year, or I think 2 years ago. They were like $180. So they are expensive, you know, but you get they're very lightweight, they're very comfortable, and they're gore-tex, and they're nice leather material, double stitching with the cordura, you know, very nicely reinforced. You know, it's comfortable. You know, company like Danner, you know, they're very well known and they make good stuff, so you can't go wrong with a Danner boot, especially the Danner Tanicus. It's definitely a nice boot. So check it out, guys. I highly recommend it for, you know, like a 3-season boot, or even just a summertime. You know, if you need something for the summer. I would say that these are not, I would say that your feet will sweat a little bit in these, especially if you get the gore-tex one. If you get the non-gore-tex, they're much more breathable. I also have a non-gore-tex version. Those breathe much better, but I wanted to get a gore-tex version in case I wanted to use these in like slightly cold conditions and there's a little bit of snow on the ground. I want to keep my foot from getting wet with snow, and then, you know, I could just wear some thick wool socks with these, and I could be good for, you know, down to like 20 to 30 degrees, you know, easily. It's not really thick material, but, you know, you got the gore-tex booty and the wool sock. You know, this will keep you warm, you know, down to like 25, I would say, you know, depending on your activity level. But yeah, definitely a good multi-purpose boot. Like I said, it's got the nice tread. I'll back up a little bit so you can see the tread here. It's just a really good tread. It's not too, sometimes you get these boots and the treads are just too spiky, they're too much, and you know, if you're looking for a multi-terrain boot, you know, this is good because it's not too spiky, you know. So when you're walking on pavement with this, it's not going to feel weird, you know, and it's not going to wear out as quickly because it's flat. But it's going to be good on the muddy terrain and the forested terrain. So yeah, it's just a really nice looking boot. Look at that tread. It's just really nice. It's going to be a shame when I get it dirty. But alright guys, so just wanted to do this quick review. I'm going to do another video soon. I want to do a video on current events. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today with North Korea and Iran. So I'm going to do another video on that. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you guys, you know, pick up a pair of these boots and try them out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Alright guys, take care. God bless.